this not touching electrical wires, that's harder to understand, isn't it? For normally you can't see electricity, or hear electricity, or feel electricity until it's too late. Oh yes, you can see the job that electricity does for you. That's burning your lights, turning your motors, cooking your food, and many other things. But you cannot actually see electricity itself. And still, if you get too close to a wire that's carrying this electricity that you can't see, or hear, or feel, it can hurt you as badly as if you were hit by an automobile, and it can burn you as severely as if you fell into a bonfire. We said that you can't see electricity, and usually you can't. But you have seen lightning flashing through the skies. Well, actually, lightning is uncontrolled electricity, a tremendous bundle of energy seeking to equalize itself by finding an easy path down to the earth or the ground. When man found out how to make lightning, and he called it electricity, and he found out how to control it by sending it over these wires and through this. But electricity doesn't want to be controlled. It wants to get to ground just as fast as it can. And if it can find a path, it will take it, releasing this burst of energy. Now, on the end of this dry wooden dowel, which will not conduct electricity, we have a copper rod, which will carry electricity. And if we take this copper rod and provide an easy path, 10,000 volts, arcing to ground, this is why we call electricity controlled lightning. Unfortunately, this copper rod is not the only material that will conduct electricity. There are many others. One of these is the human body, your body, my body. And if we place our body in such a position that it can complete the path of electrical energy to ground, we can be seriously injured, if not killed. This small glass buoy contains neon, which will glow if a high voltage is passed through it. If we place this buoy on the ground and then take the copper rod and pass the high voltage through the little boy's body, we can actually see what happens when high voltage passes through our body. It is burned and charred, they die. So we must remember not only not to touch the wires ourselves, but not to touch them with any object. Not to place our body in a position where it can complete the path of electrical energy to ground. Now this sounds easy, doesn't it? But it isn't that simple. Here's a little boy flying his kite. He couldn't find any string, but did find some wire. He got his kite up in the air. He was having a wonderful time. Sure, he knew the power wire was here, but he wasn't too close, he thought. But suddenly the wind shifted. The kite came above the power wire, and electricity found an easy path to ground, through the wire, through the little boy's body, and he was killed. Now, this little boy was using wire. We should never do. But sometimes even string will carry electricity, especially if it's wet. We have here a piece of string that's much the same as you might use to fly your kite. We'll dampen it a little bit, about the same as if you left it outside during a rainstorm or even on a humid day. Now we'll attach this string to the power line. We have it off right now. And then down to this little boy. Now we'll make the power line hot. Once again, the path complete through the string, through the boy's body, and he is killed.